If you join an engagement group on Instagram, be prepared to delete that account and make a new one, just like me. Hello, my name is Meg. I posted a video about engagement groups on Instagram and it's my second most viewed video at the time of recording, and I thought it was time to do a more updated and detailed version. But first of all, for those who don't know, what are engagement groups? Basically, it's a group of people from more or less the same niche, who have the same interest, who follow each other and engage every single time something is posted. This means liking, commenting, and saving. Basically everything to boost the engagement on the post. By joining these groups, you will get guaranteed followers, likes, comments, and saves. But they're not organic. They're not genuine. They are manipulated, maybe forced in a way. So if you think that's growth and success on Instagram, you are probably too naive. What happens in these groups? So first of all, everyone has to follow everyone else in the group. That is step number one. Then someone would announce that they posted, and the minute they do, actually the second they do, you have to like, comment, and save it. And this applies to everyone in the group apart from people called admins or leaders who are in charge. The whole point of engagement groups are to give and get engagement as soon as a piece of content is posted. This is because it's said that you need high engagement in the first hour of posting to get on the explore page, and everyone wants to get on the explore page, right? So because you have to give to receive, you have to be really active on Instagram and keep an eye out on that notification of someone posting. How do I know all of this? Because I was in a couple of engagement groups. I had a few accounts where I joined engagement groups, both English and Japanese. I wanted more followers. I wanted to boost my engagement, and I also wanted to see what actually happens behind the scenes, and you just won't know until you join one. But don't worry, I'm going to spill the tea so you don't have to join one. Anyway, I realized that it doesn't work for good reasons. It was time consuming. I saw enough of behind the scenes. I got fed up, so I bailed. Just to be clear, I am no longer in any groups because I truly don't see the point. If you didn't have a proper reason, you had to engage. So I live in Japan, and because of that, there were time zone differences. When everyone was posting, it would be 3 a.m. and I would be asleep. I had my reason for not being able to engage straight away, and some groups understood that, some didn't. Some people actually said that it wasn't fair. Time zone differences, school, work, having the flu, things like that were not a valid reason not to engage. Unless you were dying, you had to engage. If you didn't engage, normally you would get a warning, and then the next time you didn't engage, you would get kicked out of the group and be blocked by everyone. Do not underestimate these people. These people take it really seriously. It's like they live for it, because for some people, Instagram is their life. It means everything in the world to them, and I know the feeling because it was to me as well. It just isn't anymore, and I truly hope it isn't for you either. Also, normally you can't announce your post unless you have engaged with everyone else's. In some groups, I had to screenshot and prove that I had saved the post because you can't see who saved your post on Instagram. Seriously, you have to go that far? It's crazy, it truly is. And because Instagram doesn't approve of these behaviors, you couldn't write, hey, I posted just now, so go and check it out, because Instagram would flag it. People would use emojis instead. For example, you would post a butterfly emoji when you had posted and a star emoji when you had engaged with everyone. So it's definitely a routine, and you had to make sure you had time to do that every single day, multiple times. Being in one group is more than enough. Imagine what you would have to do if you were in a couple of groups. You will have no time to have a personal life. Do they actually work? No. In the sole aspect of getting engagement, yes, you do get engagement because it's an engagement group. Everyone is in that group for one reason, for engagement, and there are people called admins and leaders who are in charge, people who make sure everyone follows the specific rules. Everyone wants engagement, and being in a group guarantees that for you. Whatever you post, you will get engagement. Even if it's a really, really, really shitty post, the people in the group will like, comment, and save because they have to. So from the outside, it may look like your post and you were popular, but at the same time, it could raise some questions. Like, why would a blurry and dark selfie get so many engagement? I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Basically, it doesn't work because it's not real, it's not organic. Yes, it may be from real people, but not from people who find value in your content and who want to engage at their own will. It's manipulated, it's orchestrated, and it's fake. It's definitely not worth your time and effort. Can you tell? You can kind of tell when someone is in an engagement group. For example, if the second they post, they are getting all these likes and comments, and if it's the same people all the time. Yes, some people do have the notification on for their favorite creator. However, if it's always the same people in the comments, and it's always the same kind of comments in the first 15 minutes, like great post or love it, or it's just a bunch of emojis, they're probably in an engagement group. Especially if they are doing the same thing to the people who commented on their content. Remember, engagement must go both ways in these groups. Also, some people have temporary posts on their feed or stories where it says, DM me to join a support group, which just means engagement group, and they delete it later. When you see that, it's kind of obvious because they're telling you. Does it harm your account? It will only harm your account. I truly believe Instagram trusts some creators over others and they keep a score. If you keep using the app in the right way, Instagram will reward you. However, if you use it the wrong way, they will slowly but surely penalize your account. Some people get action blocked and some people lose their account. If that's not harm, I don't know what is. Also, you will keep making bad content and you won't improve on anything. Now, when I say bad content, I don't want you to get offended, but it has to be said. The reason you joined or are thinking of joining an engagement group is because you're not getting engagement. Yes, Instagram definitely has its flaws, but most likely the reason is your content. It's probably low quality, not enough light in it, the font is hard to read, and it's not getting people's attention. And even if your content is perfect, the hashtags you're using are probably spammy and irrelevant, so it's not reaching new people. You are not providing any value or emotion to make someone engage on your post. And because you get guaranteed engagement from being in these groups, your judgment towards your content will get clouded, and to be honest, there's no point in posting. Your content will never have proper value and you will never succeed on Instagram. Yes, some people might actually really like the post, but most likely they only engage because they had to, not because they wanted to. You won't know what sort of content people actually want from you, so you will just post what you want, get this manipulated results, and think you're doing well when in reality you're not. Also, if you want to become an influencer, you have to understand that you need people to buy things that you promote. These people in engagement groups will give you engagement, but they will never buy things you promote. They're not your real audience, and if you only have these types of followers, you will not be able to influence anybody or even make money. And to be honest, Instagram's not that stupid and our DMs aren't really that private. Instagram knows what's going on. They know what you're doing. They will punish you for breaking community guidelines. Maybe not straight away, but they will. You will also get no new impressions, no new reach, you won't rank in hashtags or get on the explore page. You might at the start, but gradually Instagram will catch up on what you're doing and they will definitely limit your potential and you could get banned from the app, or worst case scenario, your account could get deleted. So many engagement groups still exist, so you might think it's okay, but Instagram will definitely get rid of these groups eventually, and when they do, you are suddenly going to lose all of that engagement and influence, and people will know that you are manipulating things and they will definitely walk away. And artificially inflating your engagement can be seen as fraud, especially if you're an influencer. So just be careful. Why do people still join engagement groups? There's so much information now on engagement groups, but some people just don't understand that it's not a good thing to do. Most people don't read Instagram's community guidelines, so they don't know that it's actually banned. A lot of people think that they're helping themselves and other people. They think it's an okay way to grow. Some people say that they would engage with the people in the group anyway, so what's wrong with doing it in a group? Some people say, I love supporting people and it's not a big deal. Okay, but if you're told to do it, if you have to do it, that is not true support. Support should be given and received with no strings attached. And on the other hand, some people clearly know it's bad, but they still do it because they want engagement. Most of the time, that is the only way they can get people to engage on their content. Their content is just not good enough. They can't get organic engagement. From my personal experience, if you have time to spend on engagement groups, spend that time on making better quality content and people will engage without you asking. And that is the real purpose of posting on Instagram. If you get confused, just think of this. Can you proudly tell someone that you are in an engagement group? Because I don't think a lot of you can. And if you can't, you basically know it's not a good thing to be doing. Engagement groups and PR. I do still get DMs asking me to join an engagement group, and when I look at that person's account, it's full of PR posts and sponsorships, probably achieved by joining an engagement group. Maybe not the only reason, but definitely a contributing factor. I'm not saying everyone who receives PR and sponsorships are in an engagement group, but some people do get PR because of their highly manipulated engagement rate. I think that's why a lot of people still do it. So many people are still obsessed over getting PR, and I think that one of the reasons I got PR was because of that. I manipulated and orchestrated my follower count, the number of likes and comments, and it made brands think that I was a good candidate. I didn't deserve the PR I got through joining these groups, but I did it, the damage has already been done, and I can't take it back. All I can do is apologize, so I am so sorry. One of the reasons I stopped accepting PR is because I took so many opportunities from other creators and I don't want to do that anymore. Again, I'm not in any engagement groups at the moment, but because I was, I'm trying to make up for what I did. I know that it will never be enough and I will keep apologizing and I will keep questioning this problem. And you know what? Brands can tell. I mean, some brands don't look at it as a bad thing. As long as they get exposure, some brands don't care because they just don't understand that they're getting the wrong audience and that they won't make sales. Some brands are actually stupid and think that exposure automatically leads to sales, so they send PR to people who are getting exposure and then moan that they're not getting any sales. So many people still get away with it, and yes, it's annoying. It's getting better. Some brands are looking really carefully, but the majority aren't. And just a pro tip. Engagement rate is important, but when it's too high, some brands could walk away because they think you achieved it through engagement groups. When you pitch, don't just tell them how high your engagement rate is, but give them proof where people have actually purchased something you recommended. So when people tag you or send you a DM saying, "I bought this because you said it was good," screenshot that and save it in a folder so you can send it to the brand. Be a screenshot bitch like me, it always helps. Now, I just want to say this. Engagement groups are never worth it. You might think that you are gaining something, but you are actually losing a lot. You might get followers, likes, comments, and saves, but again, all manipulated. You will lose your time, energy, and integrity. However, I met so many amazing people through joining these groups, and that is the only thing that I can say is probably good about joining these groups. Instagram can be a hard and lonely place to be, especially if you don't have a lot of followers, but if you join these groups, you can meet tons of new people who have the same interests as you. These people in engagement groups are not bad people, they are just too focused on Instagram growth and success. They are confused on what's okay to do and what's not okay to do. As a person, on their own, they are amazing. However, when Instagram gets attached, they don't mind doing anything for it. Some people I reconnected with my new account because I truly like their content and personality, and they don't care that I quit the group. They still engage with me even when I don't engage with them. They send me DMs to just say hi casually and vice versa. If I didn't join the groups, I would have never met them. So I don't regret being in an engagement group. I just don't recommend it, and I don't want to be in one anymore, and I don't want you to be in one either. And Instagram says you shouldn't, so if I were you, I would take that advice. If you join an engagement group on Instagram, be prepared to delete that account and make a new one just like me. Nothing will save your account once you participate in engagement groups. Once you manipulate results, you can never get organic engagement back. There's no way to go back apart from start fresh. So if you don't want to delete your account, just don't join an engagement group. It's not worth it. But I think that these videos might be worth it, especially if you want engagement on your posts and if you want to get on the explore page. So why not take a look? Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.